going on, Tricology family, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. As we don't have any movie review for y'all today, but we do have a lot of mainstream news to talk about. And if y'all one of those people that go to Disney World and Disneyland, well, just be prepared that the prices and everything that includes tickets, annual passes, food, beverages, hotels, the photo memory maker, all that other stuff, their prices is gonna go up. Now, I was gonna do a rant about this, but I didn't want to go too far than that because let's just be real. By the time we get to next year and 2025, Universal is going to be the place to be. And some of y'all might already know about that. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to get to go a rant about that. So that's going to be for another day and another time. But other than that, folks, let's get into our mainstream news for today. So first thing we're going to talk about is Patrick Stewart gives 3 hardline conditions to return to Star Trek. So let's look at this article here. The series would not be based on the reunion of the Next Generation characters. Stewart requested, "I want it to have a little or nothing to do with them. This was not at all a mark of disrespect for my beloved fellow actors. Rather, I simply felt it was an emphasis to replace Picard in a entirely new settings with entirely new characters. Perhaps may encounter Rick and Dr. Cruiser in the second season, but such as encounters would not be the series' Richard Devine." So, and this also said in the second condition that he said, Stewart added that Picard would no longer be serving in the Starfleet and he was not to wear any kind of uniform or badges. Third and final condition, revealed that the show recently wrapped is run after the third season. Reads, the series would run for no more than 3 seasons. So, I think the question we all need to ask is that, are they willing to live up to Patrick Stewart's their 3 conditions? But we'll see how that goes. All right. Our next news that we're going to talk about is Guillermo del Toro adds 2-time Oscar winner Christopher Waltz to Frankenstein. Ooh, they are lining up because if I remember the cast lately, they had Oscar Isaac, Andrew Garfield, and Mia Goth on it. So now they add Christopher Waltz. So a pretty good cast lineup here. But let's read the article from Joe Blow, what they had to say. "I'm doing Frankenstein," Guillermo del Toro said. "We are working on it. We start shooting in February. It is a movie I have been wanting to do for 50 years since I saw the first Frankenstein. I had an empathy, and it's basically a movie that requires a lot of growth and a lot of tools that I could have done 10 to 20 years ago. Now I am brave and crazy enough or something, and we're gonna tackle it." So I'm definitely looking forward to it, and Guillermo del Toro, he never disappoints. So let's see how that's gonna go. Moving on, the MCU's Ironheart series has been pushed to 2025, and this is coming from the direct saying, Marvel recently filed a listing for the Ironheart premiere with the U.S. Copyright Office, which seems reveals a debut date for September 3rd, 2025. The registration date listed as projected, that it could be possibly and may shift around. If necessary, however, The listing suggests Marvel doesn't plan to release Ironheart before the late summer of 2025. Neither Marvel Studios or nor Disney have confirmed this date. So hopefully we get some more news on that and down the line for official confirmed date. Continue on with Marvel news. Fantastic Four director confirmed that casting has been done. So let's read this article here. As one would expect with a project of this size and scale, plus the marvel of it all, concerning information is hard to uncover. On the casting front, Shackelman noted that with the SGA strike going on, it was impossible to announce anything or put a time scale on it. However, he added that he was very excited to share the news with fans and they are being planned in place to announce the casting as soon as the strike came to a successful conclusion for the actors. So it looks like he got his Fantastic Forecast that already set, but he can't announce it yet until the actor strike is over. So I understand where he's coming from. So yeah. Continue on with some more Marvel news. Daredevil Born Again synopsis has been revealed. So let's read this here. Marvel Studio presents Daredevil, in which longtime rivals Matt Menard and Wilson French try to lead their alter egos to serve the people of New York, only to have their past caught up to them. In the first episode of the series, we see a reintroduction to the world of Daredevil. So, only thing I can say is that don't make it too PG. That's all I can say about that. Jerry Seinfeld hit that a Seinfeld reunion is coming. So we did have some special reunions in the past with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Friends, Martin. So let's see what this reunion is going to be. But this one is coming from Variety and saying something is going to happen that it has to do with that ending. It hasn't happened yet. Seinfeld said it is two big cheers. Just what you have been thinking about. Larry David and I have also been thinking about, so you will see. More than 76 million people tune in live for the finale, making it one of the most watched television broadcasts in history. So hopefully we get some more details on the reunion. Inside Out 2, the first trailer, it's expected to come out sooner than you think. So until we get the first trailer of Inside Out 2, let's look at the numbers for the first Inside Out. So critically, it was at 98%, and its theatrical release at $858 million. So that was pretty good. Inside Out is definitely one of my Pixar favorites. So hopefully the second one will be as good as the first one. Moving on, Loki Season 2 premieres draws as the second biggest opener in 2023. Let's see what Deadline has to say about this story. The God of Mischief is taking over Disney Plus once again. Loki Season 2 debuts on Thursday, tallying up to 10.9 million global views in its first 3 days on the platform. That makes it the streamer's second most watched season premiere this year, coming behind the March Season 3 premiere of The Mandalorian. This makes sense, considering Loki is one of Marvel's most successful Disney Plus series as far as it go. It was the first among them to get a second season, and as of May of 2022, it was the most watched Marvel series on Disney Plus to date. So Loki Season 2 is looking good so far. They just released the second episode. Let's see what the next two has to offer. and for the rest of the season as well. Sacha Baron Cohen confirmed that he is in Marvel's Ironheart. So let's see what CBR has to say about this. Conan is credited as the mystery man in recent Ironheart copyright filing on the U.S. copyright offer public relations system. Baron Conan has been rumored to appear in Ironheart since October of 2022. Although Marvel has yet to officially confirm his involvement in the Disney Plus miniseries until now. The actor is expected to portray the villainous Morsees in Ironheart, which Marvel has serially used Mystery Man as a placeholder to hide the fact that Baron Cohen is playing a major villain from the comics. So I hope they do his character right, but we'll see how that goes. Five Nights at Freddy's review Amber does not lift until after the movie opens. So, in case y'all didn't know, that Five Nights at Freddy's will not only be released in theaters, but also on Peacock as well. So they doing the double duty thing. But let's see what the direct had to say. According to the Horror Movie Insider Critical Overload on Twitter, reviews for Five Nights at Freddy's will be released on Friday, October 27th at 3 a.m. Eastern Time at 12 a.m. Pacific Time. Discussing the films, Jacob Fisher confirmed with the info that this was in fact the exact time and date that the review embargo was up. This means reviews for the film will be released days after the movie hits in theaters in some territories like the United Kingdom and Mexico. So we have our first confirmation on which countries that the Five Nights at Freddy will be released. And of course, you guys already know it will be released on October 27th in the US. So, yeah, can't wait for that movie to come out. Moving on, Jason Momoa could be playing Lobo in the new. Moving on, Jason Momoa could be playing Lobo in the new DCU. And if you guys remember that Jason Momoa posted on social media that he had a talk with Peter Safran and the rest of the WB and DC executive that and after the meeting he came out excited. So that probably tells us that he could be either replaying as Aquaman or could be playing as Lobo. But as we read this article here for Variety, it says Momoa may return, not just as Aquaman. Sources say that the actor is engaged in talks to play Lobo, either in the 2012 reboot of Superman Legacy, written and directed by Gunn, or in a standalone film. So it doesn't matter either way. So he was good at he was really good as Aquaman, but if his time is up as Aquaman, but he is definitely a good choice to play as Lobo. So either way, we are good. So moving on, Halle Berry was never going to be nominated. What? So let's look at these facts here. What they're talking about. So first one saying that Disney did not remove her Oscar consideration over the possibility of her pregnancy. The second reason saying Bailey was never eligible for Oscar consideration because Best Song Oscars normally go to the songwriters, not the singers. That is true. That makes sense. And third reason, Disney didn't care. They cast Eddie Murphy in a cartoon. So I guess what they're saying is to Mulan. Now listen. I do believe that one of the songs from The Little Mermaid might get nominated either for Best Original or Best Adopted Song at the Oscars. I do believe it's going to happen, but we'll see what's going to happen and who gets nominated next year at the Oscars. Taylor Swift concert movie is set to break Joker's box office record. Oh, heck no. Let's just read this article from IndieWire, what they had to say. Pure industry sources, the domestic expansion for the opening weekend is around 100 million and perhaps as high as 125 million. It could break the record for the biggest October opener, which is currently a record held by the Joker at 96 million. Unlike most films, Era will not play Monday, Wednesday anywhere, nor the Thursday premieres on Fridays shows a little bit before the sits. So, don't really care. So, let's move on. Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie reunite for Ocean's 11 prequel. Does this sound interesting? So, here's the news coming from Variety saying Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling combined star power held by Barbie, which led to $1.4 billion in worldwide ticket sales and an all-time highest in growing for the distributor for Warner Brothers. The studio is clearly hoping that despite the success with its upcoming Ocean's 11 prequel movie, which is set to be reunite Robbie and Gosling on the big screen. The film will be the first Ocean's project since the Sandra Bullock and Catherine Blanchett Lee in Ocean's 8 in 2018. But the question remains to be seen. I do think that Ryan Gosling is playing George Clooney's character, but who is Margot Robbie's character is going to play? Is she going to play Sandra Bullock's character, or is she going to play Julia Roberts' character? We don't know yet, but hopefully we get some more details on that. Moving on, Marvel is redoing Daredevils with new writers. Jesus Christ. So let's read this article here. Few of the half of the series, 18 episodes, have been shot, but it was enough for Marvel executives, including Chief Kevin Feige, to review the footage and came away with a clear eye assessment saying that the show wasn't working. So, in late September, Marvel quietly let go of the head writers, that include Chris Orr and Matt Connor, and also released the directors for the remainder of the season as part of the significant creative reboot of the series. The Hollywood Reporter has learned that the studio is now on the hunt for new writers and directors for the project. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's like they can't it's like they try to do good, but it's not working in their favor. So I don't know what the heck are they doing. It don't make sense. Jesus Christ. Moving on. Taylor Swift's Eras concert movie released day early that targets 150 million opening. Let's read this article here. Look what you generally made me do. Due to the early presented demands, we are open early access showing for the Eras Tour concert film on Thursday, October 12th in America and Canada. The post reads that we are also adding additional showtimes on Friday throughout the weekend. All tickets has been available by 10 a.m. Thursday morning, and it will be showing starting Friday in 90 countries all over the world. I can't thank you enough for wanting to see the film that is so vitally captured my favorite adventures I have ever been a part of, the Eras Tour. And the best part about it is an adventure that we're still on together. So, that's that. So, let's move on. Kingpin actor responds to the Daredevil overhaul. So, let's see what the actor had to say. And he responded on Twitter saying, "So very excited about Daredevil Born Again. such as an incredible cast and crew. We just finished a big scene yesterday, and it was so intense, and it was one of working with two of our other cast members. Wow, we have had a lot to look forward to. We meaning you too. And he continued on saying, unless you really know what's going there, there's going to be a chance you could be wrong about this statement. We are going to bring forward the best series we can, one we can be proud of. Have some trust, my friends. Trust. And then the finish of what we were saying, even a cool project I've been involved has to evolve constantly during the pre-production, post-production, and post. It's just reported that these days, if I have a big news, not simply a bunch of creators doing their best to get right. It's constantly being in this business. So, man, they go into a lot of drama, y'all. But we'll see what's gonna happen between now and then. But moving on. The new Hunger Games film has been tagged for strong violent content and disturbing material. So, to the best of my knowledge, is rated PG-13. But let's read this article here from Cinema Blend saying the concept of the Hunger Games is pretty disturbing. While a young adult priority tank the entitled tournament sees the young people of Panama fighting to the death, which only one champion makes it out alive. The beginning of each game is usually a massacre, but the film's franchise hasn't known for extreme violence. But the official MPA film rated for the Battle of the Sunbirds and Snakes, where what we know about the movie, teasing that it might change its prequel as it reads. Rated PG-13 for strong violent contact and disturbing material. So, I mean, all the Hunger Games has been PG-13. So, what can you expect? So, at least it's not no PG movie. So, I mean, it is what it is, you know. But let's see if this Hunger Game will be as good as the previous Hunger Game movies. That's what we're looking for. So, we got our top 5 actresses who could be Gal Gadot's replacement as Wonder Woman in the DCU. So we narrowed it down to these top actresses that could be the new Wonder Woman in the DCU. So first up, we have Jamie Alexander, Karen Gillan, Isa Gonzalez, Andrew Armas, Zessie BZ, and Alexander Duarte. So I would say Alexander Duarte and Jamie Alexander will be my top 2 choices because they're kind of like the almost the same height as the new Superman actor in Superman Legacy. Karen Jerem, she probably will fit more as Poison Ivy, maybe, but we'll see how that goes. Elisa Gonzalez, she could. I feel like she'll fit more as Batman's wife, Natalia. That I can see her playing that role, and Anna Duber, I love her, but she's just too short. To play woman. I'm sorry. Zeba, I don't see her playing, but she could have a major role in playing another DCU character, but we'll see how that goes from there. So, like I said, Jamie Alexander and Alexander Dua is my top 2 choices as the next Wonder Woman. Moving on. Disney Plus to overhaul how they are making their TV shows after Daredevil collapse. So this is coming from IndieWire saying, Marvel instead implying of its filmmaking process onto TV and now has discovered the weaknesses in that approach. The Disney brand also excludes the concepts of what showrunners and TV executives, instead of handling film executives the keys and approximately a blank check for the budget, and charge them with making media movies not anymore. Going forward, Marvel Television will hire showrunners and turn we are not only grown comfortable but also learn to embrace the great window bam. Marvel's head of the streaming, television, and anime told the THR and signing people to the roles of full-time TV executives. So hopefully they make some better decision there for themselves. Best Buy to stop selling physical media. I mean, we all knew this day was coming, and Walmart, Target might be on the verge of brand, and other brands might be on that verge of selling physical media. We don't know, but continue talking about with Best Buy. This was coming from eGadget saying the fight to keep DVD sales is going to take another big hit. Best Buy allegedly ending all physical media sales. That means Blu-rays, DVDs, and 4K Ultra HD in stores on many in stores and online. The Digital Bits report multiple sources claim that the move will occur in early 2024, possibly as soon as the first quarter. The news of Best Buy's decision came only a few weeks after Netflix ends its 25-year DVD delivery service, sending out its final copies on September the 29th. Man, that is crazy, y'all. And man, telling y'all, we are living in an era where you just have to watch everything on digitally for now. Man, it's crazy. Continue on. Suits compares the series in development. And this is coming from the Hollywood Reporter saying, after a summer of breaking streaming records, Suits may be opening some new offices. Series creator Ann Korsher is in the early stages of developing a new a show set in the world of its USA hit legal drama for NBC Universal. But it's not a reboot or a sequel. Instead, the potential series could follow new characters and a new setting, similar to what other multi-show franchises, whether it could be any crossover potential, what the original is questioning for furthermore down the road. Los Angeles is the most likely setting for the project, sources say. So, if I had to take a crack at this, maybe the new series could be released on Peacock. If I had to say on that, they might do USA as well, but we'll see how that goes. The Marvels early box office forecast is tracking low. Could this be the end of the MCU? We'll see how that goes. But this was coming from Screenbrand saying, according to a new box office predictions provided by the Box Office Pro, the Marvel's upcoming November 10th release is already facing a potential shortfall with an intentional domestic opener expected to generate between 50 million to 70 million, less than half of its 153.4 million opening enjoyed by 2019's Captain Marvel, further adding to the movie's projected and pre-sales are down 69% behind the pace of those sold for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and 72 behind Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So, like I said before, I don't think the Marvels will reach $1 billion. Even though the first Captain Marvel reached $1 billion, I don't think the sequel will make $1 billion. I don't think so. And then our last piece of news saying Netflix boss on why the strikes toss broke down. So let's read this article here. It really came to a shock to me because what it does that exactly mean, and why do you walk away from the table? It's not like we're asking for anything so outrageous, she said. It was so wrong and so unfair. that they walked out of the meeting so disrespectful. You know, when I was there, I mean that they taught at you. They don't. They really don't want to hear you what you had to say or what you were saying. The MPAP TP did not immediately respond to NBC News request for comment. The alliances represent the NBCU and the parent company of NBC News. Just hours before the Dimension spoke out, Netflix CEO Ted Zatra addressed the Stars toss of Bloomberg Screen Time conference in California. We had a very productive toss going that the kind of happening last night. The introduction that this levy of subscribers, it just felt that the bridge was too far and add this deep into the negotiations. So that's all I can say much about that, but it is what it is. But other than that, folks, that's all I have for you guys today. And if you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when new episodes or video are uploaded. And don't forget to comment down below what your thoughts and opinions that I discussed today. And of course, if you're listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or any other podcast streaming platform, don't forget to follow me there as well. But other than that, folks, this is Trico, and I'm signing off, y'all. Peace.